Hello, and welcome to another episode of Film Seizure as we cover Halloween in April.
What?
Yeah, this
Spooky.
week it's spooky. I guess I should introduce you guys first. That's Jeff Arbuckle. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
we
feeling
also
spoopy?
have Jason Spoopy Oliver.
Hello. I'm feeling spoopy.
You're feeling spoopy. That's good
I
because
just feel a little spoopy.
I know, like I'm year-round spoopy, and you don't have to twist my arm much to get me to watch scary movies. But
But is your
this week-
spoopy crisp today?
crisp and spoopy. Yeah, it's not liquid. It's a 4 or a 5 on that spook scale. Mr. Enema probably knows more about that than I
A
do.
little bit. I mean, I sit there every year when I go to my annual doctor appointment, and he's got the chart of like
I'm
here's
surprised you don't have the chart.
well, I know, right? But he's got the
Yeah,
chart
you
of
are
all
the
the
doctor,
different.
actually.
Yeah, I know. But he's got all of. Well, I leave my own butthole up to other people, you know. But he's got the chart of all the different types of poops that you can have, and what's healthy and what's not healthy. And I look at that and I say, in the last week, I've had all of those.
Wait, is that real? He
Yes.
does have that chart?
Yeah.
There's a chart. Yeah, it's
there's-
whenever
Yes.
you get a colonoscopy, I see it.
I've never seen this chart ever. And
You haven't seen
and
the chart?
I've had 3 colonoscopies.
I've had none,
never seen
and I still see the chart because he has it hanging in one of his patient rooms, or in his checkup rooms, and it's like I have seen all 12 of these in the last 7 days,
And they also have a name. Like each
Yep.
number has a name too. You should look it up.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
and yeah, it's like because sometimes you get the little bullet, like the little hard bullet kind, and then you have the runny kind, and you have the discolored kind, you have the
Yeah. Speaking of that, I had a guy that I work with named Sang, and we had the whiteboards just like we used to at our old job by our desks. And he used to put his chart number
Oh, great.
on his whiteboard whenever.
Hey, it's good to know.
Oh
It's
my
like, hey,
gosh.
well,
Kindred spirits, Jeff.
yes. Well, I would like to talk about your morning routine and the facial mask that you put on, Chuck.
Yeah. First thing I do when I get up in the morning is I watch American Psycho.
and get influenced or get excited and like bricked up for the day.
Yes, I get bricked up for the day. So American Psycho, what is it? Mark Herron directed. Mary Herron,
Mary.
excuse me. Directed this 2000 outstanding movie, I think, which I get a whole lot more now than I did the first time I watched it. Like, I think I missed half of the satire.
Do you really?
I think so. I mean, I was like a
Interesting.
22-year-old kid who'd never worked in the corporate world. Like,
I don't
a
think
lot of it.
I
makes
don't
no
think you have
sense.
to be in the corporate world. I don't know. I'm sorry. I think that there's been a lot of satire that's really on the surface in this movie.
There is, but the knowing of the like what the drive to be great does to a person in the corporate world and how everyone kind of bleeds together in the corporate world, like I wouldn't have known that back then.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you because
Fair.
Because I do think
I guess
that-
there's more nuance that you're picking up on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've probably met people like this.
oh yeah,
Yes,
by now we all have, yeah. But
Yeah.
but it's kind of funny because like it goes so far as to like I even made note of Patrick Bateman's apartment, how it's all white with some black in it. There's hardly any indication that he has any kind of like he has a Les Mis poster in his shitter. Everything else is like just nothing, right? Like,
His
like
only personality is his music.
exactly. And even then he has it broken down in such a almost scientific way that it's like, does he really like the music? Because he's so like, it's so, I don't know. It's just so rigid. Everything he is so rigid. And yeah, even when he has that one piece of personality, it seems performative.
Yes, it is. He is very performative as a person. I agree. So that why can't I remember his name right now? Is it
Patrick
Smith?
Bateman.
Something like Smith or so? Yeah, Patrick Bateman.
Patrick Bateman.
Something
Someone
like
calls
Smith.
him Mr. Smith in the movie at one point. Yes, Patrick Bateman he lives in Soho, right? And he's works at the, what can I?
He's a
stock trader or something like that.
Yeah, he's a
New York Stock Exchange. He's a vice president of something, just like everybody else in the fucking movie. He's a vice president at this law firm that they work at.
Yeah, they do acquisitions and
murders and executions.
Murders and executions.
Right.
All right. So we should do a little bit of housekeeping here before we really get into this. Based on a novel by Bret Easton Ellis, 1991. Several of his movies have been made into movies. This is arguably the most famous of them. The other two that would be in the competition maybe are Less Than Zero and Rules of Attraction. The dearly departed, recently dearly departed James Vanderbeek played Patrick Bateman's brother in Rules of Attraction.
Mm-hmm.
The book and most of Bret Easton Ellis's work is very like biting satire, specifically of 80s, a lot of it of 80s male culture, right? Of this sort of vapidness of consumerism, materialism, vanity, right? And I think it's important to note that Mary Harmon is a female director because I think that this movie, there's almost like a political dynamic to that to me, in the sense that she's filtering American Psycho, which was pretty when it came out, the critics were kind of split on it. Like, they got the satire, but they're also like, man, this is still so misogynistic.
Yeah.
This is incredibly violent, right? They couldn't get past some of its over the top nature, right?
Well, and there's definitely horror tropes in this too, right? Like, how he, like, especially like the scene later that's, where he chases the prostitute through the stairwell and drops it's all very slasher like, right?
Oh, well, certainly. But the point I was trying to make is that it filtered through a female lens, I think, is important, because it kind of maybe filters out some of the more exploitative misogyny and boils it down to the point, right?
And probably makes the victims feel more real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never read the book, so I've
never read the book either. I'm only going on conjecture and speculatism, but yeah, I mean, that was kind of a lot of the critics kind of like the criticisms of it was it's like, yeah, we get the point, but it almost feels a little bit too misogynistic, even though that's what you're satirizing, right?
So like, there's misogyny beyond the satire.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of been a little bit of Bret Easton Ellis's MO. Like, I think he likes to push those boundaries, which is fine. I mean, no big deal there. I don't think you could label him that way. I mean, this is biting satire. It's biting satire like Palahniuk's Fight Club is biting satire. And I think that I want to make that comparison of these two movies as adaptations to novels several times in this episode, because there's a lot to unpack there with how this movie is perceived, in the same way that Fight Club was perceived by the wrong people in the wrong way.
Oh,
yeah, and
that whole thing.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, these movies are 7 months apart too.
Right.
In release.
They make a really good double feature for a weird reason, I feel like.
I think
They
there's
would. No. There's a lot of reasons why. Absolutely.
I think there's a lot of vapid chuds who probably think that it would be the most base double feature in the history of film.
Yeah, and just like Patrick Bateman's analysis of hip to be square, they would be completely missing the point.
Yes.
Which I definitely want to talk about later.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Feel free.
But this was a movie. I actually saw this movie in the theater.
I did too.
I saw it about a week before I started working at General Cinema. They had it there. And I think it was the second time I actually saw a movie at the new one that was built down by the mall when they got rid of the one, Jason, that you worked at.
Oh, yeah.
And and because they did something, they played older movies to get like everything like ramped up and kind of started up. But but I think this was one of the first new movies they got that because I think they opened like right at the end of April or something. So I saw it there. And yeah, Chuck, I mean, like, I think my brain knew there was something going on that I didn't quite fully could wrap my head around.
Yeah, there's some that's obvious and some that's not.
Right.
Most is obvious, but there's some that's not. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think the relation to the environment, I think, is what grows in esteem as you get older, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the prevailing themes are pretty obvious. But there's nuance to it that you gain over time.
Yeah, I wouldn't have realized, like, in the opening sequence that there were people that are really fucking like this in life and were making fun of them. Like, that wouldn't have occurred to me when I was 21 years old.
Well, when we were 20, yeah, because like this came out, we were what, 22, 23, something like that. Yeah. And so we were still under the impression that we needed to be more like this, that we needed to be, or that there was
kind of a foreign concept to.
Exactly, because we're not in New York City, we're not in banking, we're not, but like there's this concept of, you can't turn 25 and not be successful in some way.
To me, it was less that and more the aspect of these are a bunch of 20-something males, white males, who have been installed in VP positions by their fathers, who do absolutely no work, but they make these insane salaries, and they're these societal progeny, right, of their fathers, even though there's not a father in sight, right? That's exactly what this is. They don't work. They dine, they socialize, they fuck.
Yeah, every meeting they're taking or canceling is a lunch date or a
right. Yeah, I mean, and it's the Willem Dafoe character, the detective character, that exposes a lot of that, right, through his questioning and his sort of aw shucks manner, which he's so good in this.
Way better than I remembered.
Yeah,
for sure.
If you have a movie that Willem Dafoe is in and the name of it is American Psycho, wouldn't you have thought that he's the psycho? But no, he's the good guy.
Yeah. But that to me, like watching it now, is like looking back on it. I was like, oh yeah, they don't do a fucking goddamn lick of work.
Well, no, because he goes into the office.
They didn't earn any of this.
He goes into the office. There's nothing on his desk. There's not even a computer. Even though it's the 80s, you would expect some sort of terminal there. He sits back, he puts on his headphones, and he puts his feet up on the desk and sits back and basically drifts off to sleep listening to 80s pop music. Yeah. I mean, that's the fucking dream.
Trying to listen to the new Robert Palmer album.
That line kills me. This movie is like ultra quotable too. It's very quotable.
It is.
There's a modern meme like from this movie that I was like, oh shit, that's from this movie. I forgot it was from this movie. The Patrick Bateman, when the guy says the girl's a nice piece of ass, when he does that thing.
Oh yeah.
That's like used everywhere on the internet these days.
Yeah.
Is this like this is our introduction basically to Christian Bale too, right?
Christian Bale actually goes back to the 80s. He was in The Last Emperor.
He was a child actor.
Yeah.
But
He
was
was
he
in
Christian
Newsies.
Bale yet?
No, this is
he wasn't,
Christian
like,
Bale as
cut.
Christian Bale. Yeah.
It wasn't cut, but I mean, my wife had a crush. My wife, she had a crush on Christian Bale in Newsies, and then when this movie came out, she was like, "Oh my god,
I see pubes.
like she is very much ingrained in her Christian Bale sun tanning or tanning bed scene, right? Like she's like, yeah, this is.
So prior to this, he was like a good-looking kid actor. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Like he would have been on Teen Magazine or something as like a
Maybe.
possible
I
heartthrob
mean,
or something.
Newsies is a gigantic bomb, so probably not, but could have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
still,
they were throwing kids from Home Improvement on the cover of that magazine. But
Yeah. Well, that's
go ahead.
Yeah.
Jay said sorry.
but Newsies for a specific section of girls when that came out was
And
very
boys. Yeah.
some boys, yes, was very impactful.
Yeah.
Empire of the Sun was another one. A lot of those same girls saw Empire of the Sun because of Christian Bale.
That's
my wife included. So it wasn't like he was some unknown entity.
Yeah, I said Last Emperor. Yeah, you're right. It's Empire of the Sun. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't rightly remember him prior to this. I will say that.
I forgot about Swing Kids. Interesting.
He was in
But
that.
yes, you're correct. Like this was his truly like big first like coming out party, right? Like there's nothing in his repertoire before this, even his voice in Pocahontas, that would have eclipsed this to this point. Yeah.
Oh my god, and he's so fucking good in this.
He is. He's incredible.
Yeah.
He really is. And again, it's almost like he's unrecognizable, you know? For whatever he was before this as an actor, he is something completely different in this.
Yeah, and then again in The Machinist, which came out shortly after this, right?
Yeah, it was a couple years, 4 years after this.
Really? 4 years?
Yeah.
I can't find like a good list.
I've got it. So in 2000, he was American Psycho and Shaft. I think he was the villain in Shaft.
I think he was too. Yeah. I don't remember that version all that well.
I don't either.
It was
Sam
okay.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Captain Corelli's Mandolin, which everyone forgot about that movie. Laurel Canyon, I don't remember him in that or that movie very well. But then the next thing I probably do remember him in after this was Reign of Fire. The dragon movie.
Dragon movie. Yeah.
And
but not that one dragon movie that Sean Connery is in. It's the other dragon movie that's a different dragon movie.
It's not the talking dragon movie.
Right. Yeah. It's the dragon movie.
It's it's the dragon movie. And then Equilibrium, which is kind of a cult classic now. Sci-fi flick with a lot of very highly stylized, choreographed fighting. It was kind of like that one Angelina Jolie movie way before, with like the kind of gun fu, but like literally, like it's like this art of.
It feels like it's capitalizing on the. Oh my god, my brain is so broken today.
Your brain is broken.
The Matrix.
Yeah, a little bit. It came out it came out a few years after. It's a whole nother animal. But yeah, the kind of the stylization of it and the costuming is definitely like reminiscent of that. But I think that's why it didn't do so well, is because it was looked at as kind of a Matrix knockoff, but it's honestly good in its own right.
I remember seeing it and liking it. I just have not seen it since.
But that Machinist was 4 years later. And yes, it's like night and day, right?
You can't even recognize him unless
I think he said he only ate like apples and drank water the entire time to lose all that weight. Yeah, crazy.
In this movie, he says you can always be skinnier, and I'm like, in your case, that's wildly true.
It's wildly true. Yeah, we've seen it. You proved it right. That's so true. And then year after Machinist was Batman Begins, and the rest is kind of history.
I have seen, and I've seen Howl's Moving Castle, where he does
he was
Hal.
an English dub in that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he was picking up quite a bit of steam at this point, I mean, or like this was the one that really picked up the momentum, but he had done some stuff for a little while.
This is the star making turn though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Most 100% it is. Like, this is the thing that made every casting agent like look at him in a wholly different way.
I mean, I think
he probably gets a Batman because of this movie in a lot of ways.
Probably.
I mean, probably. Yeah.
I think, it is kind of funny because we're 26 years separate or, removed from when this came out.
Insane to me.
And but I think if the sensibilities of not just the movie going public, but like critics and like the Academy, this would have been an Oscar nomination for him, I think.
Oh, I think so.
Because a lot has changed in 26 years and how a movie like this would be perceived.
Oh, if a movie like this came out today, it most definitely would be nominated for best picture, and he would be nominated for best actor.
Yeah,
not even a question.
And adaptation, right? For sure.
Oh, probably. Yeah, I would think so.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Not even a question in my mind. And probably Mary Herron gets an Oscar nomination for direction. Yeah. Which, speaking of Mary Herron, I do want to mention one other thing about her, or two other things about her. Her stepmother was Virginia Leigh, who was discovered by Stanley Kubrick.
Really?
She was in Fear and Desire.
Fear and Desire. And she was also, if you are a certain fan of certain types of films, she is the brain that wouldn't die.
Yes, that too. Yep.
So, yeah, she's Jan in the Pan.
Indeed. My mother-in-law loves that movie, The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's so good.
And she had made one movie before this, and I think it's a notable one. It was I Shot Andy Warhol, which is a true story of Valerie Solanas and her attempted assassination of Andy Warhol. And the Scum Manifesto was the her treatise that she wrote, which is still in print today. In fact, I can walk a block from my house to the local bookstore and buy a copy of the Scum Manifesto, which is kind of wild.
I remember the Notorious Betty Page too.
Yeah,
I remember when that came out.
Also co-written by Genevieve Turner.
Yeah,
or Guinevere Turner. God, we're getting first names wrong today.
Yeah, she seems to make a movie a little bit later every year. So she made American Psycho 4 years after Warhol, Notorious Betty Page 5 years later, then 6 years later she made Mothman Diaries, and 7 years later she made Charlie Says, and then she cut that in half almost, and she made Dollyland.
But she should have a movie next year or the year after.
She should, but now she's all off schedule. Yeah, so who knows?
She ruined it with Dollyland.
I've only ever seen the first two of those, Warhol and Psycho. But
I kind of want to see Dollyland now that I'm seeing.
Yeah, I was curious about that when that came out, and then gotta love Ben Kingsley.
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
I mean everything, and he's.
You mean that's not Dolly?
It's he's a perfect casting for Salvador Dali.
I mean, yes, he looks exactly like Dolly.
Yeah.
In that poster.
No, I guess he executive produced The Weather Underground. That was a documentary I have seen. I've seen that documentary. Interesting. Anyway.
Well,
she also looks like somebody who has done some TV to keep that SAG card active, get that medical insurance.
Some good TV too.
Got to do it.
Under, Big Love.
Yeah, a lot of HBO stuff. Yeah. Gotta do it. Gotta keep that medical insurance active.
Yeah, I guess I gotta direct something next year. I forgot about that.
Yep.
Keep my keep my SAG.
No, sorry, not SAG. Directors Guild.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, so
you
yeah,
could have gotten that one by me. I wouldn't have known. Sorry, go ahead.
But I also kind of always get her kind of mixed up with Mary Lambert for some reason, but totally different. Mary Lambert was Pet Cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
The OG Pet Cemetery? That's
both of them, the original and the sequel, right, Jeff?
I think so, yeah.
I think she did both, yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
she did do 2 also. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so like I was saying, it's like, the way that the movie starts, it's like this is a guy who is a kind of a blank canvas, right? Like his apartment's blank. He doesn't show a whole lot of emotion. When he does, it seems fake. He always knows what's the right thing to say about something. While, like, for example, like he tells Josh Lucas that he's being anti-Semitic, and he seems like, oh, he's the sensible one. And then he goes and orders a drink, and he like, I'm going to fucking kill you, bitch. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to play in your blood and guts. And it's like, holy shit. It's like, he's a sociopath.
He's a sociopath. He's a little bit like Dexter. You're familiar with Dexter? He's figured out how to assimilate himself into society, and he's found the perfect circle to assimilate into, right? People who are just as superficial, just as materialistic, who have no real opinions about anything. Like they're honestly one step away from being sociopaths, but it's really more of like this societal circle jerk, right?
Oh yeah.
Like we can. I know you're itching to get into the sociology later around this movie and in the current climate of male masculinity. I guess it makes sense.
Well, performative masculinity.
Performative masculinity, yeah. But yeah, he's found the perfect cover. Let's just say that for someone who has no emotion and no regard for other people.
Yeah. And, like he says it to himself in the mirror. He says, there's an idea, Patrick Bateman, some kind of abstraction, but there is no real me, only an entity, something illusory. And though I can hide my cold gaze and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not there.
Yeah.
And the only person who cuts through that is Willem Dafoe, because he is insane. It's like he can't break that character of his real life. I mean, yeah.
But you even get the sense that his friend group, as vapid as they are trying to be Patrick. Like what Patrick is like this standard bearer in their world, in their place in society, right?
Well, I don't believe that any of them are as popular or as known as they think they are.
Well, exactly.
They're all the dorks at the dork table.
Yeah.
It's like because Paul Allen is far beyond that.
Yeah. Patrick sees them for what they are, right? But he also sees them as the perfect cover, and they in some way see him as like the perfection of what they should be, right? I think it's only Justin Theroux's character who Patrick says that he's the only interesting person I know, or something like that, which makes me wonder about Patrick Theroux, his character, because you don't really get to know a lot about him. But what is it about him that's so interesting to Patrick?
Yeah. Well, which one is it that only ever asks about reservations for lunch?
That's Justin Theroux.
Okay, then I'm really curious how he is.
I think he's constantly the one who's on the phone trying to get reservations. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because all of his lines are about what's next to eat. Like he's just consuming. There's nothing more to him.
Like he's the guy.
To me, Josh Lucas is the most interesting one.
Yeah, Josh Lucas is pretty interesting.
And I kind of feel like Paul Allen too is just, the grass is greener. I don't find him any more interesting than these folks.
No,
like, to say
he
he's
is
far beyond them. Like,
but
I
think in status he's gone beyond them.
Paul Allen has gone beyond them in status, and he's also Paul Allen knows the game, and
but he's also a vice president.
Yeah,
like he has the same title as them.
That's true. But he can get reservations at Dorsey.
Yes,
but I think he's actually doing work too, though, right? Because he's the one who calls out Patrick Bateman for not doing a good job on something, even though he wasn't even
talking. He was somebody else.
He was misremembering him as someone else who wasn't doing a good job on some account. Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess I was taking
Paul
that
Allen doesn't even know who Patrick Bateman.
Well, he does. Well, he does, but he has a low opinion of him.
Yeah, he's a nerd.
He says it to his face. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a fucking
still
loser.
Thinks he's the other guy.
Right. But no,
he thinks he's the other guy.
Right, but he talks about Patrick Bateman.
Oh, yeah, okay.
To Patrick Bateman. But tells him exactly what he thinks of him. Yeah.
Even the one thing that could give Patrick Bateman some sense of status, his own lawyer thinks he's somebody else.
Yeah.
That's all of them. I think all of them. That's the whole point, right? Like,
it is the whole
Patrick
point.
is just
interchangeability of personality. Yes. Like, there is no personality. These people are interchangeable. These people are all superficial in the same way.
They're drones.
They're drones, and you can plug and play them in any way, shape, or form, and nothing. And
the acquisitions company will still make all the money.
They'll all still make money, and nothing matters. Yep.
Because even Paul Allen, when he's dead, people think they're running into him.
Yeah.
They thought they had dinner with him in London.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah,
I have some theories about that.
I do too, but I'm convinced the other way. I think I know where you're going to go with that.
I think your fatal flaw in understanding the ending to this movie is thinking that there is an ending to this movie. The thinking that there is one way of thinking about it. I think there are multiple ways of thinking about it.
Sure.
And they're all correct.
Sure.
Well, after all, this is not an exit.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, talking
either
about
way,
because
every
sign
interpretation
appears.
of the end is correct.
That's why this movie is brilliant, because it does allow you to think and be right either way.
It's multi-layered satire. Or multi-layered satire. Yeah, the ambiguity is kind of the point. Yeah.
Not to jump all the way and talk too much about it, but I'm convinced that sign also appears out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because that same shot of him is the same one all the time. And then at one point it says, "This is not an exit."
I mean, at this point, it's just what you're dealing with is just pure satire, right? Mm-hmm. Like there is no reality in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, this is
right? It's all commentary.
It's psychosis. It's an unreliable narrator of somebody who thinks there's something bigger and better than they are. I can't tell you what's real and what isn't.
Right. And I don't think you should know, and I don't think anyone will know. I don't even think Mary Herron knows. I doubt Bret Easton Ellis knows. Right.
And I doubt Bret Easton Ellis cares.
Right.
A lot of fans think they cracked the code. I know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like slash film articles about it, and it's silly. It's like the more you try to determine like a one true thing, the more you're missing the point.
Well, and I do like the idea of a movie making you think about the different avenues. I mean, I do that often, right? But there is, I mean, I don't think any one should take the lead, right? Like,
I think it's okay fun to think as a viewer to have a conclusion in your mind, right? To believe it a certain way for the enjoyment of the film, but to tell other people
it has to be that way.
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
The wrong approach.
It's pretty silly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like trying to say I'm the only person who knows what the ending of 2001 really means. It's like, but it's not that difficult.
It's also kind of a Rorschach test.
Kind of. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, and in a way, this is really good modern art in that way, right?
Yep.
It's what do you take out of it? What do you see in it? And if you think Patrick Bateman is something to aspire to, you're probably very successful on YouTube.
Right. And yeah. And that's like that's the tragedy of this movie.
Yeah.
That's a tragedy of Fight Club. Yeah.
Yep. Which we did talk about that
Absolutely.
back when we were kids, and that shit had not yet really matured the way it has since the pandemic.
Is on record so many times about how he almost wishes the movie never got made because of how so many people missed the point, and he became this thing that he was like his total antithesis to what he was writing about. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the danger of just satire in general, right?
Oh yeah, irreverence and satire. People miss that all.
But these are the perfect people to miss it, right? And and they would miss it because they're just kind of just not all there, especially with the critical thinking. They're gonna miss it. They're gonna see the things in it, and there's in themselves.
They latch onto those.
That reinforces who they are, and those things are not good things.
Well, and if nothing else, maybe they are picking up on the idea that this group of people are vapid, unknown, faceless idiots, and they kind of are picking up on it, but they're like, they take it as, hey, yeah, I should be somebody. I was raised to say, or to believe that I should be somebody. Mm-hmm. But anyway, all right.
Yeah,
I've said what I needed to say about that.
We'll get into a lot more of it later. I know this is one of those movies, Chuck, that the three of us in a room, we could go on for a long time. So
probably, yeah.
Let's do our best to not bore everyone. But this is it's a juicy fucking pick, man.
It is, and this is like,
and it's timely as hell. Yeah.
Yes, I think a lot of people could probably put themselves in Patrick's shoes right now in some respects.
Yeah, and a lot of them would certainly want to be able to, well, maybe not necessarily. I'll leave. Let's get into it.
There's a murder in varying degrees, right? Like,
yeah.
Maybe not fully on killing somebody, but there's the thought that, like,
but everybody he kills, though, are people that he sees himself better than, and except
for one. Well, yeah, maybe he does think he's better than Paul.
Well, he thinks that Paul Allen is not deserving.
But I also think, like, there's this whole aspect that because of this movie, and you'd made the observation that Paul Allen is so much better than all of them, there's the possibility that he really can't make a reservation at Dorsia, and he does exactly what Patrick does. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, they're creating your own status is what they're all trying to do.
Jared Leto, who plays Paul Allen, we should set that up, because
I was going to mention that earlier.
I think we should set that up because this is very Jared Leto, right? Like I could see him acting like this.
I could see
these people,
Patrick Bateman.
Well, yes, but like, you know, because he's a what are they? Method actor. Yeah. And so I definitely can see his shit-eating grin all over backstage, and like Christian Bale, like, I want to fucking murder you.
Oh, absolutely. Bale probably did want to murder Jared Leto when they made this film.
I mean, I have to believe, but he is such a he's the way his bravado. Now, again, I mentioned earlier, there's an unreliable narrator here, right? There's a bravado that Alan has that Bateman is so annoyed with. And it's like he's festering under like when they're having that when they're going to dinner at the fucking cowboy place or whatever the fuck that is. Which is
Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, the two of them restaurant. These are the last two people who should be here at this place. And he has such festering hatred over Alan, but yet Alan is just like, haha, you know, he's just so, I can see the need to get rid of this guy. But
Anyway.
again, this is a perception that we have from Patrick Bateman's perspective.
I mean, they all suck. I mean,
well, they do.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what
I don't see Paul Allen sucking any less or worse than anyone else. He's just the one that Patrick fixates on.
Yeah, and I'd said when you were away, Jason, that it's very possible that even Paul Allen can't make reservations at Dorsia, and he does exactly what Patrick Bateman does.
Yeah, he makes shit up.
Which is just to create your own status, right? So the only thing we can say with certainty is this movie takes place in 1987 or somewhere around then.
Yeah.
Which is good for this movie that, you know, all the technology is not out there yet, like cell phones and all that, like helps this movie make these people like be present, even though they're not present in every situation. Otherwise they'd all be just looking like these are the type of people that would just be looking at their phones if they were at a table together.
That's very true.
Right.
It's very true.
Well,
and that's the interesting. I'm really curious about what the remake of this is going to be. Is it going to be modernized or not? Yeah.
Who's doing it?
Luca Guadagnino.
Luca Guadagnino. Yeah, I mean that's a good pick.
But does it have to be remade though?
It doesn't at all.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I see this as
I can see it being remade within modern context.
I could also, but I also see this as this movie is perfect in the sense that it is the death of everything that came from the 80s, the consumerism of the 80s, going into a new era of the 2000s.
I get that, Jeff, and I get that. Well, you get that because of how old you are.
Sure.
But for someone who's 20 years old, who was the same age we were when we saw this, do they get that? Right?
Fair.
I wonder if this would be a good like turn of the century remake where it takes place in like 1999.
Right, exactly. That I think would be perfect. I think you set it in like post 9/11 in New York City. I think it would be fucking perfect. Because there's so many people now in their early 20s who have no concept of even 9/11, right? And I think that's such a lightning rod of an event in their lifetime. Like it's like the thing they hear about, like we heard about the JFK assassination or something like that, right?
Right.
That I think could perfectly create that contextualization for them with that kind of like.
And the people that are going into their 30s that were alive but didn't really experience it, right?
Yeah. I don't know if that's what he's doing. That's what I would do.
You need some kind of fundamental change like that to make it an interesting remake, I think.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that someone like him would do it if he didn't have, I think, a fresh idea is probably pretty good. I mean, I think he's a pretty, even though I don't love all of his movies, I think he's a pretty interesting artist.
Would it surprise you if I said I don't even know what he's made? Just by name?
Call Me By Your Name, the Suspiria remake.
Oh, okay.
Challengers.
Challengers was the one I really liked of his. Yeah.
Gotcha.
He made Queer with Daniel Craig.
He also made the
Burroughs adaptation.
He also made that movie last year with Julia Roberts and the After the Fall.
Yeah, that didn't do so hot, but I've been curious about it. Yeah,
but all I'm hearing is that the sequel that William Shatner's in didn't cut the cheese the way you want it to, so you want the remake. Is that accurate?
Wait, what? The William
American
Shatner?
Psycho 2 with what's her name?
Mila Kunis.
Oh, I never saw it. I
hadn't either, but William Shatner's in it.
One thing or the other about it. I know that it was very poorly reviewed.
I saw it.
You did? You really saw it?
Yeah, and it's not great. I like morbid curiosity. I saw it.
What's the angle on it?
It's a pretty, as I remember it, because I watched it like rental, I'm pretty sure. Whenever it came out, was just from the female perspective. There wasn't really a large slant on it.
Because because what if I have a theory about this that I think would have made a really good true sequel is if you took Reese Witherspoon's character, Patrick Bateman's fiance in this, and made a movie about her from her perspective.
Yeah. Well, I'll just read the first paragraph of the plot, and then you can decide if you think that this is worth you watching. In early 1988, a 12-year-old girl accompanies her babysitter on a date with serial killer Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
After Bateman kills and starts to dissect the babysitter, the girl kills him with an ice pick.
Yeah.
So it's a sequel to a movie that doesn't understand the movie that it's a sequel to. Cool.
Yeah, Bret Easton Ellis hated it, and Mila Kunis was even like,
hate it.
I shouldn't have done this. Yeah.
It's like making a killer out of the girl in Halloween.
Right.
Halloween 4 or Halloween 5.
It's leaning into the slasher elements, and that's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty gross.
It was uninspired. That's what I remember.
Well, that does sound uninspired. My idea is better. Somebody should do it.
You should do it.
Reese Witherspoon, she could do it now. It'd be crazy good, I bet. Like, that's a movie that could get nominated for Best Picture. Maybe Mary Herron should reunite with Reese Witherspoon and make an American Psycho sequel, but from Reese Witherspoon's perspective now. That's fucking fascinating.
And she got remarried to Justin Theroux.
Something
like you have a beautiful
or
cast
Paul
already.
Allen or something like that. You can get Jared Leto in there. Yeah.
Ooh, do we have to?
I mean, if you're gonna have to put
only
him
if he's in Skeletor makeup.
If you're gonna have to put him in a movie, that could be the right way to do it, right?
But he's there as Skeletor, right?
So the only thing I will say about that is it makes absolutes out of stuff we only can guess at now.
Right.
If Paul Allen is still in the movie.
Well, that's fair. It doesn't have to be Paul Allen. And the narrative could dance around some of the ambiguities without having Paul Allen in it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Keep Paul Allen out of it, and then you can keep like the mystery of what actually happened.
Yeah, that's fair. And she could be like Patrick Bateman could be talked about almost like a
specter.
Like a specter. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Well, Bret Easton Ellis, are you listening? I think this is the code. You should write this novel and then let Mary Herron direct it. I'm in for this. I just want to be the facilitator. I want to have lunch at Dorsia and make this happen for the two of them.
I can get you a reservation.
They don't laugh at me. So the inciting moment here is the comparison of everybody's business cards.
Yeah.
There is a joke that I missed until now. Acquisitions is misspelled on all of their cards.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's spelled AQUI instead of ACQU.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
It is so good.
So they're all, and everybody, it's misspelled on everyone's cards. Which honestly,
so fucking funny.
Which honestly, to me, I think that could also be a little bit of a visual cue that not everything is real here.
Right. Sure. This is Patrick, or it's just like you're reading filtered through Patrick's eyes. Right.
Right.
So that's the way he perceives that word is without the C. Yeah.
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 But it's, So, I mean, so
the unreliable narrator, it's a good clue there. Yeah.
Right. And so, but Patrick Bateman is insanely jealous, particularly over Paul Allen's card, because.
Well, let's see Paul Allen's card.
Well, because Bryce and McDermott and Van Patten are all like, wow, that's really good, and it's all variations of white.
And they're all just kind of trying to one up each other. Yeah.
I mean, hell, even their card holders are progressing different styles of fancy.
Yeah. I know, and I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, it's like, I mean, it's different a little bit. Like the cardstock is a little different.
The fonts are a little bit different. The one who's truly different is Lewis's.
It's got the gold.
It's gold and kind of off. It's kind of a yellowish color.
Right.
Is it the eggshell white one?
No, it's Lewis has the yellowish card with the gold type. And that really, I mean, that nearly, like, that, oh my God. That whole sequence of the bathroom is hilarious. But anyway, so this is the inciting moment in which Patrick Bateman must destroy Paul Allen. And his way of destroying somebody is ending them, like brutally, if at all possible.
Yeah.
And, you know, he does talk about having a nightly bloodlust, right? Because we do see him attack and kill a homeless man and his dog.
Yes.
By first ingratiating himself to the homeless man, you know, feeling like that he's going to help the homeless man, only to then belittle him and then brutally kill him. Well, brutally kill his dog, kills the guy by stabbing him a few times. But I think it's possible that this is the only actual murder he commits. I think it's also possible he doesn't commit any murders, but I do think it is possible that he was flirting with his bloodlust and he did this.
Wait, which one? Sorry.
The homeless
guy.
Oh yeah. That makes a lot of sense to me. Like
because I can tell you one thing he didn't do. Yeah. He didn't blow up 2 cop cars.
Right. Oh, well, of course. I mean, that's the thing about it too, that I think that's a little bit of a clue as to his neurosis, his psychosis, is that it escalates so rapidly at the end, right? That it calls into question everything before it, even before he talks to his lawyer, right? But again, it's there. I agree that even that though is probably there are elements of his psychosis that you can definitely say didn't happen, and that escalation at the end of the movie is one of them. The whole feed me the cat thing is just yeah.
Well, the linchpin to all of this is him basically luring Paul into a situation where he can get rid of him. Yeah. And depending on how you take that scene, then you can kind of piece together what happens after that.
What if the sequel to American Psycho is that Patrick Bateman and Reese Witherspoon are married? Like they ended up doing the thing. What?
Well, there was a promotion that was done as part of the advertisement, where you could sign up to receive emails from Patrick Bateman to his therapist, and some of the email, or like to his therapist, to his coworkers, and to his wife to be, or his current wife rather.
That's an important distinction, because she is his wife to be in the other lady.
The other lady.
He marries the secretary.
He marries Chloe Sevigny?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, this was all okay by Bret Easton Ellis, but Christian Bale didn't like it.
I actually kind of do like that.
Well, I think she's the only person he actually cares about. I think he treats
himself.
Well, himself, sure,
and
but
she's the only one who I think would be capable of seeing him for who he is, but is also so so I guess like unconfident in themselves that would be susceptible to his kind of flattery.
I think she certainly gets an idea of who he is when she's looking through his
That's fair.
journal.
That's fair.
But I think she also maybe can take pity on him, which could have a whole different effect on a Patrick Bateman. It could be potential for more manipulation. But yeah, it's years later. And so like they've gotten married, they have kids, and I think they're about to be divorced or something like that.
That's interesting.
But yeah, Christian Bale didn't like it because he wanted his performance to be your only impression of the character.
Well, yeah, but
outside of the novel, obviously.
I mean, how many years later? 26 years later.
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting premise to me. Anyway, it could be like the anti Linklater before trilogy, right?
Again, you just have to, especially if he's in the movie, you have to be really careful if you want to leave the.
I think you just let the first movie be what it is, and you let this movie be what it is, right? You don't worry about the ambiguity and what you've left behind. You have to make some decisions, sure, but you can also write your own thing with the same characters 25 years later.
Right. Agreed. Did you guys notice, just as an aside real quick, that he ordered J&B?
I did.
I was like, we don't see a bottle, but he ordered J&B.
J&B straight and a Corona? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I actually wrote that note. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, that's cool. I definitely wouldn't have gotten that 24 years ago.
Right.
And that's just gross too, man.
It is gross. It's really gross. Like, it's not even a good chaser. Like, the Corona would not be a good chaser.
Not at all.
No.
Not even in the slightest. Yeah.
I'm guessing like that's like just another indication that these people just do what other people are doing and deal with it. Like, nobody with their own free will would order this shit.
It could be an indication that he just doesn't have class.
Well,
yeah, I almost kind of feel like I do get that sense that he as a person is not someone who's born from money, born from class, right? He probably went to Harvard on financial aid, right?
So you think he's the one that dad didn't set him up?
Yeah, I do,
Yeah.
and I think that he
He has imposter syndrome all the time.
He has imposter syndrome, but he also is like, well, this is the perfect place to be who I really am. Also,
Well, see, that would be interesting too, because if you're talking from Jeff's perspective, right, like where he says it's possible, and I don't know what you believe, Jeff, but it's possible that the homeless guy is the only person that he killed, then we're taking a lot away from Patrick in the sense that he's hiding in plain sight. Right?
I don't think so. I don't think.
Well,
so.
I think his psychosis. I think his psychosis is the hiding in plain sight. I think he like he says that he is just not there, but he is physically there. His psychosis, his physical presence is hiding the psychosis in plain sight.
But what is the psychosis then?
Well, I mean, he's a sociopath. I mean, sociopaths are very good at hiding that.
I also think he looks at the homeless person as himself, like the part of who he could be that disgusts him. Right? It's like, look at me. I was able to go to Harvard and become.
I got a job.
I could have been you. I came from low places, but I made something of myself, and you are the part of me that I detest.
Sure. Oh, yeah. I could totally see that. I'm just saying you're not hiding a whole lot if you hadn't killed anyone yet, and the homeless guy is the only person you killed. Like the assimilation part of it and hiding his sociopathness in this profession.
He says, I mean, he does say that. I mean, because we kind of come into this in the middle, right? Because he talks about his continual bloodlust building, and and how he decide. And I think maybe he has potentially hurt people. I mean, I think he legitimately hurt the hooker that he picked up.
Oh, when they left the apartment, the two
and they were all slashed up. Yeah, it's like I mean, I believe he has hurt people, but I think that he is trying to figure out how far he can go. And how he can
totally convince me that the homeless guy is the first, because it's the one you would like take the chance on.
Sure.
Someone who you may not get caught for killing because nobody's tracking or seeing, like.
But he jumps right from that to somebody who is noticed when they're gone. It doesn't seem to me like it is necessarily a correct, like a natural progression.
It feels a little like delusional fantasy.
Yeah,
he's working through his needs by kind of conjuring these very real scenarios that he's thinking very detailedly about, and I think that's kind of probably the biggest truth of it, is that you're seeing what he wants to do.
Right. I do still feel like, because there'd have to be a lot made up here, right, about the story that Paul Allen is legitimately dead, because the investigator comes snooping around.
Sure.
And the girlfriend thinks he's missing and he wasn't going to London. Like, all of that to me is like, is Patrick really making that part of the story up?
It's also like little details that he's incorporating into his fantasy.
Well, right? Sure, because I'll send his stuff to London and then somebody says he saw him in London. Like, there's a lot of brilliance around the story that it's like a cat eating its own tail or a snake eating its own tail or whatever.
Well, and also it's like, I mean, also how much do you trust the lawyer at the end? Right. Because also that's a whole other thing. The idea that
to trust the cop, though.
Well, he's not a cop, though. He's a private investigator.
He's a PI. Yeah. I feel like you have to trust him.
But he's also going on what other people have said.
Him. Yeah.
And he believes there's motives. And I think there's a very real possibility. This is mostly written for satire, but there's this real possibility of the elite protecting the elite. Right?
Yeah, sure.
Like, this is how we clean up for each other.
And I think the lawyer thing, like, that is not about trust. That's about what's been happening this entire movie. Is like everyone is blended together.
Oh, sure. I mean,
person.
And the only reason why I say it depends on how much you want to go down the path of trusting the lawyers. That itself is a parody.
Yeah.
Especially back in the 80s, the joke always was that the lawyers were the untrustworthy ones.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Not the ones that were in power, the ones who got dangerous people not put in jail, or they came snooping around, or they came to bug you or whatever. It was, so I think of that as another layer of an almost parody of, well, if you trust the lawyer, instead of your own eyes.
I just think of it. I think of it in the timely sense. I think of it as Epstein, like in the easiest point I can put on it, in the sense that there's probably a lot of smoking guns out there, but there are a lot of people who are not going to expose any of the smoking guns, because that smoking gun leads to their smoking gun, right? And so instead of outing Patrick, society just decides to bury it. They just like, what are you talking about, Patrick? I had lunch with him twice in England. There's nothing to see here. And as long as enough people believe it, and as long as enough people say it, then it all goes away, and we keep getting away with it, right? Even for Patrick. And I don't necessarily think narratively that makes sense in the context of the movie, but I think satirically it sure does.
In the context of the movie, it makes sense that the lawyer is just mistook Paul Allen, right? Like, that's the narrative movie-wise that makes sense.
But I think
yes,
that's
there is like the underneath. I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
So you can explain everything movie wise,
right?
Even though there might be commentary outside of that.
It's an incredibly smart movie in that way. Like, it's a hard line to make, and there's several of them in this movie that to where like you don't necessarily need a narrative that makes perfect sense, but all of it makes sense if you take it in the right context, right?
And maybe we should just get through, because I know all of us have thoughts about this, and we're kind of piecemealing them because of where we're at in the movie. I kind of
exposed a lot of mine, but yeah, I mean, whatever we want to do here.
I don't even remember where Jeff left off, and he just stood up. So, business card comparison. Paul Allen gets murdered. Is that when he does the hip to be square dance? Because it's fucking hilarious.
All right, so let's talk about the hip. You brought it up. Let's talk about it. Hip to be square is the best. Like his little like dance. Oh,
dance.
Okay, so Patrick Bateman to Paul Allen. Do you like Huey Lewis in the news? The early work was a little too new wave for my taste, but when sports came out in '83, I think they really came into their own, commercially and artistically. Well, the whole album has a clear, crisp sound and a new sheen of consumerate professionalism that really gives the song a big boost. He's been compared to Elvis Costello, but I think Huey has a far more bitter, cynical sense of humor, which is our first real joke there, right?
Yes.
And then going on, he says, Paul, is that a raincoat? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
In '87, Huey released this, 4, their most accomplished album. I think their undisputed masterpiece is Hip to Be Square, a song so catchy, most people don't listen to the lyrics. But they should, because it's not just about the pleasures of conformity and the importance of trends. It's also a personal statement about the band itself. That, to me, is the absolute fucking cornerstone of this movie, right? He's talking so eloquently about this song that he absolutely fucking doesn't understand.
Yes.
Right? Like, this song is actually about the hippies of the 60s conforming to the yuppieism of the 80s and making fun of them for it, right? And he doesn't get it. And he thinks that it's reinforcing his worldview, which is exactly what we were talking about today when people look at a movie like this and look at a movie like Fight Club and think that it's reinforcing their worldview of this weird toxic masculinity, and they're missing the entire point. And I find
Fortunate Son is another example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, I find it so obvious and hilarious that they don't get it. They just don't. And the joke is embedded in the movie itself.
And the movie is explained in the movie itself, like you just said. It explains the entire premise of the movie and what happened.
100%. Because it's perfect. Like that is perfect. I mean, Bret Easton Ellis is kind of a genius because that was written in the novel as well, and it's a genius. It's genius. It really is like the epitome of smart satire. I admire it a ton, and that's honestly that's the first time I got that specific joke, the Huey Lewis joke, because I've never really dug into it before. But when I heard it this time around, I was like, wait a minute, he's saying that it's enforcing like this coherence to conformism. That doesn't sound right. Like, I guarantee you that song was written as satire, and yeah, of course it was.
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I wouldn't have gotten that I was alluding to start. Like, that satire didn't make sense to me back then. And I think Sports entirely that album is amazing, but it's also almost all satire. Yeah. The whole album. And that's part of what makes it amazing, because what I loved about it when I was 8 is what's talked about here. Like, I didn't get it the right way. Right. But now if I listen to Sports, I understand it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like so much of that, of 80s music that sounded a certain way, like Huey Lewis or Dire Straits or Robert Palmer, like it was written in this very, very much like this approachable mainstream sheen, but its actual lyricism was incredibly biting.
Oh,
right?
It's tongue-in-cheek acquiescence.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dire Straits, their song Romeo and Juliet, you think it's a love song? It is not. It is angry as fuck at somebody.
Oh, yeah.
And it's beautiful in that way. So it even goes the other way with their slow songs. It's biting back. Yeah.
Sorry, I got excited about this, so I started.
Go for it. I got excited over that.
So recently, the Sabres players picked the song "Money for Nothing," right?
Nice.
To play them onto the ice. And I'm like, that's fucking cool because that song just starts magnificently.
It does.
But all of the dickheads who would not understand Hip to Be Square don't understand that song too, because they're using it to say, well, isn't this song oppressive? Doesn't this song use the word, I won't even say the word, the F word.
Right.
Like, shouldn't we cancel? Like being like totally smug about it. And it's like, well, you don't even understand how that lyric is being delivered.
No, you have no clue. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Context is fucking everything. Like,
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Get some. It's relatively cheap.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot of work.
No.
It really doesn't.
So they've even picked the wrong things to throw back in our faces.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely hysterical.
It is. Which is it belies their intellect. And I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I work hard to learn things, right? And there's just a whole lot of lack of that from certain people.
They never were taught or cared much for critical thinking.
Yeah.
Because that is like you're saying, you work hard to learn things. Well, critical thinking is hard.
Well, and critical thinking oftentimes
it costs you to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
and it could also
of it. Sorry,
no, I was just going to say to kind of follow up from that idea is it can also uncover uncomfortable things that you sometimes just don't want to think about.
Thank you, Jeff. It helps you learn more about yourself. And some people are afraid of confronting those things. Yeah. They want everything that they think they know to be reinforced rather than shattered. And a lot of times, it's part of growing up, folks. It's part of getting older. It's part of learning and becoming a mature adult is allowing your preconceptions of things to become shattered and move and learn and adapt. And if you don't do that, guess what? You're gonna just become a shell of a person who doesn't really believe in anything.
I think your first thought should always be, in some sense, is that true? I need to dig into this.
Yes.
Right? Like,
not exactly. This makes me feel all warm and fuzzy, so I'll believe it.
Right. And that, like, I've said this before, probably 1,100 times on the show. Like, my whole job as a parent, to me, besides protecting them, has been to teach them to question things, right? Like, what are your sources? What is the source of this information you're getting? Is it backed up elsewhere? Like, what do you think about it? Like,
it's the greatest gift. It's the greatest gift you could give your children.
I hope so.
Because in the end,
you don't even have to be good at that. You just have to do it.
Like even greater than love. That's the greatest gift you can give your children.
All right, I'll take it because I give them both.
But I think that it is love to do that.
Because you don't want them to be taken advantage of. And if you don't think critically, you're just going to constantly be taken advantage of.
Yeah. And that, again, is like teaching your children that is like asking for it in a way, because they're even going to question you. And what you're, and it's totally, they totally should, but you're asking for it.
But that's so great. That's so great that you constantly have these people calling you out on your bullshit.
Yeah.
like through your entire adult life. I miss that. That's not something I have other than my wife, and she does it a lot. But
Well, I think you've got two people on this.
Well, fair enough. But I don't live with either one of you.
Fair enough, sure.
To have like a tiny child constantly question you.
Yeah,
that's humbling. It's humbling, and you're probably a better person for that. Like I don't doubt it. Like you have something that I don't have. That I honestly, in that sense, I envy you.
Well, I mean, I understand that, and I have to confront myself way more because of it.
Yeah.
Right. Because yeah.
Keeps you honest, and it helps you grow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Back talking about the movie here, real quick, because I don't know. I got up for a couple of minutes there. I don't know if you. I don't think this came up.
Basically finished Paul Allen's.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I assume so because it came
back. We did that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I do like that Paul Allen's like, why do you have the society paper all over the society section all over your floor?
Oh my God.
Painting something? Whatever he says. Yeah. I really, really like Chloe Sevigny. I always do.
She's fantastic.
Anything she's in, I am immediately attracted to her. Even when she's playing somebody who is meant to be kind of mousy and kind of quiet and kind of unsure of herself, it's like when she walks into his office, I'm like zeroed in on her. Because like I said, I think she really actually is the only person that I think Patrick has some semblance of feelings for.
She's the only person he willingly spares.
Exactly. I mean, he's holding. By the way, the other reason why I'm not entirely sure that the murders are all real is because they progressively get like, why would he have a nail gun? Why would he have, why would he have a chainsaw?
Of the brilliance of this movie.
Sure. I mean, because it becomes cartoonish after a while, right?
Yes.
But yeah, it's like he is, and he even lets her go by saying, I'm afraid I will hurt you. Like, I think he really does care for her in some way, whatever that means.
Bruise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's such a nice exchange of dialogue between the two of them because he actually does look like he is realizing he's about to do something he does not want to do.
Yes, it's interesting because the conversation, they're both kind of having a different conversation in the context of what we're seeing in the movie, but it is a very natural like relationship kind of conversation when you're testing the waters, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to hurt you. Well, he doesn't want to shoot you in the head with a nail gun, but she sees it as an emotional like connection. It's just really wonderfully smartly done.
I was Jason, I was just going back to saying that I just really like Chloe Sevigny. Any movie she's in, I'm immediately attracted to her. It's like, she is so good in this as an offset to the insanity of Patrick Bateman. And I do really honestly think that the Patrick Bateman character likes Jean, whatever that means.
I like her too. It's another big love actor as well. In this, she's one of the sister wives. She's the least likable. One of the least likable.
Well, maybe I would think twice if I saw that show, because I just can't not like her.
But yes, I agree. But she's also frustrating, right? She's there aren't really any characters in this movie, like female characters in the movie that are a real feminist archetype or not even archetype, but just a woman who is empowered in any way without the crutch of a man.
I considered that too, but I feel like women would want nothing to do with these fucking people.
Well, no, I don't think it's a criticism of the movie. I just think that it's a fact of the cast. It's the fact of the story.
It's the fact of the story and the fact of the
Chuck,
it's the world that they also exist in, because he also has that one ex-girlfriend of his who is the socialite who seems to be on a higher plane than he is. But that she's kind of lost in a different way than the side piece that he has, that he is also her side piece, because she just wants to party, while the other one is mentally fractured.
Well, I think she's self-medicating before she ends her own life on Easter, is what the read I got from the other girl. Yeah.
I think the most relatable female character is probably Christy, the prostitute.
She's the one who doesn't fit into this world.
Right. And she's her life is dangerous, and she has to live a dangerous life in order to make money, and she has to take risks, and she keeps taking risks with Patrick, and she's heartbreaking, right? You want to root for Christy, but you also want to smack her and say, Christy,
get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is bad for you. That's, what's her name? Kara Seymour. She sucks in Dancer in the Dark. Oh my God, her character is evil in that.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that was her. But
yeah, same year too. But anyway, yeah, it is interesting that I wonder what Mary Herron is kind of thinking about with her female characters in this, because she's satirizing a lot of them. And I think she's satirizing Chloe Sevigny too.
Well, yeah, because she's the mousy servant of the upper class, right?
I think that she's giving everyone the same treatment in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But she is also somewhat. There is a sympathy to her.
Sure.
That, because it's unfortunately, this is the lot that she's drawn, is that she's the servant
kind of
of this.
Stuck a little bit.
Exactly.
And she's also kind of plays the innocent naivete, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's
which she does very well.
She's a bit of our unslaughtered lamb in this movie. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, quite literally, because she's let go.
Yes, she's the only one that's willingly let go.
Yeah.
By the way, Samantha Mathis, who plays Courtney, at one point, it cuts from a scene with her and Patrick Bateman to a nightclub scene where they're playing Pump Up the Volume, which is the movie that she became famous for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was awesome.
Crazy. Yeah.
Also, she's the daughter of Dr. Carol Marcus from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Oh my God.
Got back to Star Trek.
God damn.
We got Kubrick and Star Trek in this one.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty damn good, actually.
and some porno that some folks would probably recognize, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Man, I didn't even realize that was her from Pump Up the Volume. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And she was Krista, the voice of Krista in Ferngully, The Last Rainforest.
Yes. Yeah.
Ferngully.
She was hot shit in the 90s, man.
Hot shit in the 90s. Huh.
Is that the drugged? Which one is that? The socialite or the drugged up friend?
Socialite. The drugged up friend is co-writer Guinevere Turner.
She was though. No, there wasn't. Samantha Mathis though. Wasn't she the one who?
She was the one married to the closet, or getting married to the closeted gay man.
Guinevere.
No, Samantha Mathis plays Courtney, Lewis's fiance that Patrick sleeps with. The socialite.
Oh, I don't call her the socialite.
Isn't he sleeping
she's the
with
drugged
both
up
of
one
them, though?
Well, she's...
Isn't Samantha Mathis the one he takes to Dorsia in air quotes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that is not the one too. That's not the one he murders with the... That's a different woman.
Yeah, that's Guinevere Turner, the co-writer.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I call that one the socialite.
Well, fair enough. But Courtney is set up to be kind of the princess like the socialite princess, where she's always, because like she sleeps in the white gown and she's
she's just a depressed drug.
Yeah.
She's having the literal affair with Patrick, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Elizabeth, that Guinevere Turner plays, is Patrick's, I believe, ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's purposeful, but there's a little bit of face blindness between those two girls.
Well, there's everybody in this movie looks
this whole movie is face blindness.
Until Willem Dafoe shows up.
Right.
Yes. That's why I trust him.
Very much so.
Although I will say, again, Chloe Sevigny is set apart from that because she dresses not as nice as the rest.
She's distinctively different.
Right.
For sure.
She dresses more conservatively in a sense that she's not accentuating her femininity. Yeah.
And Patrick wants
that. Yes.
Yeah.
He wants her to become part of his standard.
Right. He's like, you don't fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's a great point, Chuck, is that because everyone in this movie fits to that conformity, they're hard to tell apart. Right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because even Reese Witherspoon, in a way, kind of looks like Samantha Mathis.
Right.
And and because
like personality wise, which of course doesn't matter, they're the same. They're the fucking same. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and because Patrick Bateman, the one thing he says about Courtney is she looks perfect. She is the ideal that he wants, but she is also, most of the time that you see her, she's whacked out of her gourd and she's just kind of listlessly sitting there.
She kind of reminds me of
says something too.
But of course that's
a little bit.
Of course that's the joke, that they're all the same, but so are the men. They're all the same.
Exactly.
Right?
Oh, I mean,
and I'm sure the women all make fun of the men in the same way.
The pomade budget on this movie was out of fucking control.
These were Dapper Dan men.
Witherspoon is so good at playing characters like that.
My God,
absolutely great at it.
When she showed up, like she's definitely one of those actresses. When they show up, you're like happy she's arrived. I was like, oh, Reese, because I totally forgot she's in this, but it's such a good like surprise.
She's so good. Like she's channeling a little bit of like Legally Blonde, a little bit of
Election.
Election. Was that Flick?
Pick Flick.
Pick Flick. Yeah. That she plays those quirky characters really, really well, and I wish she had done more of that.
Still time.
When she played more of the like femme fatale characters, it just wasn't as good. Yeah.
Wouldn't she have been great in something like something that approximates like Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion?
Yeah.
She would have been great in something like that.
She's half and half of what you just said though in Freeway, and that's one of my
She's great in that. She's great in that. Oh, she's fantastic. Which is quirky as all hell.
But she's also a little femme fatale.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little
she's certainly leaning into the jailbait. Right.
Yeah.
Which
it's
has a tiny. There's a tiny bit of that in Election too.
Yeah. Oh,
when Matthew Broderick has to wash his balls.
Oh God, I haven't seen that in a long time.
That's. I always remember the one line. I'm not going to say it on this podcast though, but it's like I always remember it. It's like, dude, that's so dirty.
I'm gonna have to watch that again soon. I've decided.
It is in the Criterion Collection.
Her nether regions. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I got to return some tapes. So you guys.
I got to return some videotapes.
Yeah. Any uncomfortable situation, he's got to go return some videotapes. Oh, what'd you rent? I mean, Willem Dafoe is the perfect foil to Patrick Bateman in every way.
So good. He asks all the questions no one else cares to ask. That's the thing. Like, he's so used to saying things that will never be questioned, right? And Willem Dafoe, the detective, is going to ask the natural question, and he can't cope with it. It's like all of his paper castle, what do they call it? A house of cards collapses with one simple question.
Like paper castle.
Are you cross-examining me?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't
think so. I'm not. Do you feel that way?
Do you feel that way?
Really? No. Amazing.
And he does it with that shit-eating grin the whole time.
Oh,
and then he has the Huey Lewis album.
Yes. And of course, Patrick can't abide.
He's like, I don't like it. He's too black for me. He's too black for me.
Yeah, to each their own.
To each their own. Yeah.
I'm going to go get Spider-Man now.
It feels like it's weird, though, because in Patrick's mind, like liking Huey Lewis in the News would somehow implicate him in something.
Right.
And that's why he lies about it.
Right.
Like, that's the feeling I get. I'm like, what are you being implicated of, buddy? Like,
I also just, I think he thinks of Willem Dafoe as beneath him.
oh, so he's trying to separate.
Well, there could be, one of the things I thought is these are the types of guys who, when somebody they don't like or a big group or whatever starts to like something they like, they reject it.
Right.
Hey, Jeff, I worked at a record store in the 90s. I know a lot about
it's exactly that. It's exactly that. And it's also exactly
I'm in some dorky fandoms. I know a lot about that too.
but it's also exactly hilarious because Huey Lewis was honestly like immediately mainstream. So everyone liked Huey Lewis. I mean,
well, because he only also listens to mainstream,
right? And he also brags about the fact of how many #1 hits they have, right? When he talks about Whitney Houston, oh, that's funny. When Elizabeth is making fun of him for liking Whitney Houston, that fucking destroys me.
It's so good.
It's like the one moment, honestly, in this movie where a woman truly like starts to
stand up to him in a way,
pick away at his perceived masculinity, and it's really funny. She doesn't survive that, but
well, and he kind of plows through it too, right? Yeah, like he just keeps going. He doesn't give a shit what she says as long as those two girls start fucking.
Yeah, that's
all he cares about.
But you know that he doesn't take kindly to that.
No.
Like when a woman laughing at Patrick Bateman. No.
I love also in that scene when Christy. So this scene, so he takes Christy and Sabrina as the other girl. He takes them to his place. The next time he picks up Christy and is with Elizabeth, they're at Paul's place, and Christy makes the comment, "This place is nicer than your other place."
Fucking perfect.
And he's like, "It's not that nice. It's not that much nicer."
I want to ask you guys,
brilliant,
because we're going to get to the climax here, and we actually even talked about that scene where they're in Paul Allen's place, but when he chases her out of the building, it looks like it's unoccupied. Yeah, is that really Paul Allen's building, or is he replicated his place somewhere?
I don't know. He has done like something is twisted here, right? Like because
he's confused about something.
Right, yes. Because one, nobody comes to check out what the fuck is going on with the chainsaw in the hallway,
and her banging on all the doors.
3, why would Paul have a chainsaw? Did he put it there beforehand? Maybe, but why would he have the chainsaw? He only lives with a view of Central Park. He's not cutting down trees from Central Park.
So he can see the middle of the park better.
Right, exactly. Yeah, sure.
Tree topping. Yeah.
But he also, that apartment does not look that much different than his. Again, they're interchangeable. The only thing that you know is his is the weird pictures of the guys doing the dance moves that he has the blown up pictures of.
And I think it's all meant to be confusing, and there's not really an answer, because even when he runs into the building, which he thinks is Paul Allen's building, he's called Mr. Smith and realizes he's in the wrong place for some reason.
Or at least in the wrong apartment, one or the other.
The wrong building.
Yeah,
he's in the wrong building.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's Paul Allen's place, Bateman's place, and a third place, because it all becomes confusing when the real estate agent shows up later.
But the third place has the exact same layout as Paul's place.
Yes, it does.
So was it that Paul just moved and he's conjured up the idea that he got rid of him by killing him?
It's fucking wild, because even the real estate agent, do you want to talk about how this all culminates, Jeff? Like what happens here with the cop cars and all that shit?
Yeah, so he breaks up with Reese Witherspoon, with Evelyn, because he has killed both Elizabeth and Christy. He draws that onto the tablecloth of the restaurant that he's met Evelyn at. Now, Evelyn, she is there kind of saying that same sort of thing we were talking about, how like, oh, everybody knows everybody and everybody confuses people. Everybody, it's like there's a little bit of that going on while he's drawing and he's like, he's had enough. I can't marry you. I can't do this. She starts making a scene which bothers him, but basically he decides I'm out of here. And later on in the evening, because I'm trying to think.
He's at an ATM machine to get money.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else beyond that. I think it's just he's wandering around. Like he's just lost it at this point.
I think he's going to get money to get more
hookers,
prostitutes.
That's what I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everything is spiraling out of control. His bloodlust is ramping up basically. And so he's at the ATM. A little kitten starts, like meowing at his foot. He picks it up and he's like, hey there, little guy. He's like, hey, and he's petting. And then the ATM's like, feed me a kitten. And so he's about to shove it into which would not, the only thing that captures the woman's attention on the street is the cat meowing. Like, he's not going to really hurt the cat, but she hears and thinks that he's hurting it. So he just pulls out a gun and shoots her.
He might have hurt the cat.
Well, he might have hurt the cat, but he's not. It's the likelihood of him being able to suss out exactly feeding a cat really would have broken his psyche.
He would have killed the cat trying to push it in there.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the meow. He's not hurting the cat when the woman realizes the cat's meowing because it's uncomfortable and freaked out or whatever. So he shoots her. Cop cars immediately start showing up and he takes off running. He goes into a office building where they say, oh, Mr. Smith, you're burning the old midnight oil, eh? And he shoots that guy. I know what the key thing that we're missing is, after he breaks up with well, no, I guess that's the next day. It's the next day. I'm sorry. So throughout the night, he basically goes around, he shoots another guy at the security guard at the building. It's like, oh, Mr. Smith, you're burning the old midnight oil, eh? And then he ends up getting cornered. Basically, he gets blockaded. The cops have come down and he just starts shooting. He shoots a cop. He starts shooting the cars and they explode to the point where he looks at the gun like, like literally like a comedy. Like, what is it? What movie is it where the person is shooting something? I think it's even with a finger gun, and then he looks at it because something explodes.
We
did
Naked
that.
Gun. I think that happened in Naked Gun.
No, it was something. It was something else that we covered. Anyway,
I remember that scene. I guess.
But anyway, so he kind of looks at the gun like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then he ends up being able to get to his office and he calls his lawyer, basically leaving a rambling. He's breaking down, crying about like he killed probably 20,
that's a confession,
maybe 40 people, and he basically confesses everything to his lawyer. And then the next morning he goes to Paul Allen's place, or what he thinks is Paul Allen's place. And he puts on like a dust mask and all of that stuff. And he's trying to figure out what's going on because there's a realtor there trying to sell the apartment to somebody and no evidence of any of the dead bodies he stashed there are there. And the realtor even denies that, this was Paul Allen's place. And she wants to kick Patrick out. So he then goes to his lunch appointment with his buddies. And he runs into his lawyer there, and it's like, oh, hey, that was a pretty funny message you left. Oh, you killed people? Yeah, right. Like you would ever do that. And then
he's
like,
talking to him like he's not even Patrick Bateman.
Right. Exactly. And it's like, oh, I don't even know what I had dinner with Paul Allen in London just last weekend or whatever. And so he's like he's half not sure he's hearing what he's hearing or understanding why they think of him as someone, and also half, I got away with this, because he sits down and starts to kind of have normal conversation again until the one fucker asks where they're going to get lunch at, or where the reservations are, and he's like, shut the fuck up. It's like he yells at that guy.
Yeah.
But Josh Lucas, Craig McDermott, makes a very, very pointed comment about Ronald Reagan, because Reagan is having a press conference about the Iran-Contra business, and Craig, as Patrick is sitting down, is talking about how, look at this guy. He thinks he's some old doddering grandpa or whatever, but I bet behind closed doors he's a fucking killer. And he's like, basically
describing
Patrick Patrick Batman.
He also
attracted Batman.
Patrick Batman
makes a comment about how can he just lie so easily?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like they see through the lies of Ronald Reagan and the president of the United States, but they don't see through the lies of
each other
and colleague and each other. Yeah, or maybe they do, and it's
power
not
protecting
something you
power
say out loud, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could be it could be a situation where the power is really the really good liars,
but it's also
money.
like. Yeah, also it's all of the commentary about that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's
because the president
the words are the point. They don't necessarily have to serve the narrative at this point.
Right.
It's about what are we actually trying to say here? Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's the first poignant comment that any of them have made beyond their own group.
Yeah.
Right? Is about Reagan.
Yeah.
And that observation.
Yep.
And and so this is when, let's see here. There was the quote someplace here.
I didn't write that.
Yeah, it's like, there are no more barriers to cross. All I have in common with the uncontrollable and the insane, the vicious and the evil, all the mayhem I have caused, and my utter indifference toward it, I have now surpassed. My pain is constant and sharp, and I do not hope for a better world for anyone. In fact, I want my pain to be inflicted on others. I want no one to escape. But even after admitting this, there is no catharsis. My punishment continues to elude me, and I gain no deeper knowledge of myself. No new knowledge can be extracted from my telling. This confession has meant nothing.
And is that the birth of a serial killer?
Right.
Serial killer. Is that the birth of one? Is that one who has realized that they have to now kill to feel something?
I take it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and again, none of that earlier stuff, except for maybe the homeless man.
Yeah.
Is likely to have been real, but he realizes now that he could convincingly try to tell somebody he killed 40 people and they do not believe him.
Right. He's been emboldened to do the thing that he's fantasized about. And no one will care. And if he's found out, his own people will cover for him. Or they just won't believe he could have done it.
It's really quite brilliant, because even the real estate agent looks like she's like, I can't let people know there were bodies in here.
Exactly right. Exactly.
So
right.
like everything that he may have made up is still kind of like,
it's an open question.
Has evidence against it in a way that he did do these things, but
right.
It's
The,
just
the, the,
it's so
the dual
expert.
or triple read is very, very smart. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, this is still a pretty darn good movie.
It is. It is.
I love it.
I find it to be great in its duplicity, I guess, right?
Will you keep it down? I'm trying to do drugs. Just
Don't call him that
stall
one word, though.
Yeah, that was stall after stall after stall of just coke-addled businessmen.
Oh my God, yeah.
And while it is brutal, like the greatness and the duplicity is good, the subtext is good, but if you leave all that at the door, it's kind of just a fun watch.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
true
It's
too.
you know,
That's true
this is
too.
a movie again where it's like, like my number one rule is I have to like some characters in a movie. These characters are detestable, but it's a fun detestable.
But they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
The train wreck is interesting. Yeah.
Oh, I'm rubbernecking the whole damn way, man.
Uh-huh.
It's like I want to see it all.
And the eloquence, even in its shallowness, is enjoyable to listen to, right? Like you can almost listen to them and enjoy it as much as they enjoy listening to themselves.
Exactly. Like the way that, like the cadence in which Christian Bale talks is so like it's almost like just the way that he acts in some of the scenes and what he gets excited by and what he gets like really serious about. It almost comes off as autistic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
the movie itself is almost like a pop song in its cadence.
Exactly.
It's like generic, but it's catchy.
Exactly.
Yes.
God, that's a really interesting point. It emphasizes how good this movie is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like it knows exactly what its intentions are, and it executes on every point perfectly, which is incredibly difficult to do.
Well,
yeah, it's astounding to me in a lot of ways.
And I sit here and I think about it's like, it isn't just Patrick Bateman who says things in a very cadenced or in a very perfect or in a very, eloquent way.
There's only two people that don't.
Exactly. And it's like everything is pointed. And even when you have somebody like Willem Dafoe, he still has sharp delivery from each of the actors in this.
Oh, yeah.
Even if he isn't quite as eloquent as Patrick Bateman.
He's a different cadence, but there's still
a sharpness. Yeah, there's still a sharpness to it.
He's a bit of a chameleon, right? Because he has
to be. He's a private dick.
Right. He's kind of adapting to a situation. He's giving as good as he gets in these conversations. Yeah, he's a detective and he's good at his job. Yeah.
And you can also tell he speaks differently to Gene than he does Patrick.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Like their postures are different in that scene where he's like in Gene's little cubby hole.
Oh yeah, and Patrick pulls him away.
Yeah.
You do get a sense that Patrick understands that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knows a chameleon when he sees one. Yeah.
Yeah. I wish this movie had been received the way it should have been 26 years ago, with the universal acclaim it deserves.
Yeah.
I remember people liking it. But
like non-critics, people loved it. You're right. But like the critics were very split. Yeah.
I think that time has probably shown the correct light on this one though.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, yeah, because we have the benefit of hindsight too, and people can actually see it.
Yeah.
Now, like this.
I do. I like it. I think in some ways, watching it again, I fell into the same trap the last time I watched it, where it's like, it feels very surface level satire, but unpacking it, once again, we talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
When the three of us start to really dig into the movie and what it means and what it's trying to say, we find a lot more in it and a lot more complexity. And I do believe that we're not manufacturing that complexity. It's there. And it's a much smarter movie on a lot of different levels than I think a lot of people give it credit for.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I was kind of actually surprised at your initial reaction to my saying I didn't get a lot of the satire, but I think we're on the common ground now with that.
For sure.
Well, no, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, Chuck. It's like we were the same age when this movie came out. It's like there's still so
almost
much
to the day,
almost to like 3 days apart. But but no, I mean, I would admit this. Like the surface level stuff was still entertaining. It was very watchable, very enjoyable.
Yeah.
But it was that subtext, that extra stuff that years can add to that movie. You know, that maturity adds.
I'm just thankful I wasn't that much of a chud at 23.
Well, yeah.
Who knows what would have happened to me?
I was not an excellent person in my 20s, but I was at least knowing that, like, well, that guy is bad.
Yes.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're not the people that misunderstood him to be square. Exactly.
Yeah. But again, I think what I admire so much about this movie now, even more 2 hours later, is how much it says with its duplicity, right? Like it is able to give a multi-layered satire of things that seem obvious, maybe taken one at a time, but it stacks them in this really complex way that is very interesting. It's saying so many different things at once.
Yes. And with the same voice. Like,
but
it's not subliminal, and it's
I mean, because it's still targeted. Like it's not like just a shotgun blast and then you have to go and pick up all the pieces. No, it all comes into you at the same time, right?
Yeah.
And then it leaves you with something to think about after the fact.
And that's, I think, why maybe the critics just didn't pick up on it. They did see it, for one lane. And they weren't really going underneath to get all the other lanes, even though all those other lanes taken on their own seem really obvious.
Yeah.
The genius of this movie is that it's able to articulate it all at once, which is crazy complicated to do.
And I think it's really hard for the most astute person to just get it.
Yeah.
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 In just one watch. Yeah. In a theater.
It really takes an unpacking. It does.
I will say that now this is weird. Audiences polled by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of D.
What?
Well, they didn't like the ending, for one. That's going to knock it down to at least a C.
Oh, true.
But I mean, but
We're
like
talking about the general audiences here.
Right.
They don't like it. If it's an ending they don't understand, that's already boom, hate you movie.
Yeah. The top critics largely liked it. I mean, Ebert liked it. Los Angeles Times, Newsweek, Village Voice seemed to all like it. Peter Travers seemed to like it.
I remember the critics all telling me to go see this movie, honestly. I'm sure there's voices out there.
Well, certainly the critics that I was following at the time liked it.
Yeah, Owen Gleiberman.
Travers and Ebert. I mean...
And Owen Gleiberman from Entertainment Weekly liked it a lot.
I want to see if Duncan Shepherd liked it.
A.O. Scott.
I've asked you this a million times. Do you remember Duncan Shepherd?
From the San Diego Reader? Vaguely, yeah. I don't know that I really looked to him as a...
No, he's like the most pompous. He's like a Patrick Bateman of movie reviews.
Oh no, I don't remember in that context. No. Yeah, that's pretty funny though. Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's like Richard Corliss from Time seemed to like it. A.O. Scott from New York Times liked it. So I mean, the top critics liked it. And so I mean, it's a movie that I also think I think that there were probably some older critics that didn't like it because let's just face it, the film critique was a lot different back then. These were older guys that came from a different time period, whereas the people who are now critiquing movies now would have grown up on this.
There's
Yeah,
also a lot
so-
more democracy in film criticism today.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
All that said, we all liked it.
yeah. I mean, we're the only three critics you need to listen to.
That's true.
Yeah, true that.
Word.
So much so that I don't even know if you should listen to us calling ourselves critics. Anyway, speaking of next week, Chuck and I are going to review some movies.
Yay!
Yes, we 5-week month here in April. That means you get 2 heaping helpings of now playing. I think Chuck and I are going to talk. We're definitely going to talk about Ready or Not 2.
Yes.
And I'm going to also throw some out there for the drama and the Mummy.
Nice.
Yeah,
I may have something else out there, but
okay. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out next week what we have to say. But yeah, why don't you come back around on Wednesday, April 29th, to find out what Chuck and I have to say. Jason's going to take a week off. He's got other things that we will talk about in May. I think there'll be some stuff that Jason and I can catch up on that he's been working on.
Definitely.
the lid will be lifted.
And it will waft
Or the
out.
embargo will be lifted.
Well, yeah.
Embargo.
The embargo of the embargo will be lifted. Anyway, so yeah, go over to filmseizure.com. That's where you find all of our episodes, find all the places you can subscribe to get the episodes delivered to you in a timely manner. Also, where you can follow us on social media sites. This upcoming Monday at my, on my show, Monster Mondays at filmseizure.com, we have 28 Days Later, finishing out the 2000s month on Monster Mondays. So
It's interesting. I want to talk to you about that one.
28 Days Later?
Yeah, to see if any of the new movies inform that movie at all. Like the first, like the sequel inform the other one. But we could talk about that later.
Sure. So then, also at my website, bmovieanima.com, this upcoming Friday, I have a review of, what do you get when Canon Films wants to do a big epic World War I film? Well, of course, it's going to be a lot of Sylvia Kristel's tits. And that's
Nice.
Matahari, a movie that is. It's there. It wants. It is.
I am, therefore I am.
Yes, pretty much. That's what the movie says. It comes crashing in through a window and says, I am. Boobs. Anyway.
Oops.
So, yeah. All right. I think we did it.
We did it.
I'm
Good
gonna go murder a hooker right now. So I'm Jeff Arbuckle.
I'm going to report you to the police.
No, you're Will Dafoe.
I'm Jason Oliver. Did you know that I'm utterly insane? And you have been listening to Film Seizure.